Hi guys, my name is Kieran Jane. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do my everyday, super easy, quick makeup look. It's really good for work or school or just running errands. It's nothing too crazy if you just want something a little bit more low-key. So yeah, let's get started. I am going to start with priming my face. Right now I'm using the Faced Hangover RX replenishing face primer. It's amazing. It's like super moisturizing and really helps the makeup stay all day. So I just put a couple squirts in my hands and rub it all over my face. And just a little bit on my neck, because I usually take my powder or foundation down on my neck as well, just to blend it. And recently I've been starting with my brows. Actually my friend Alba told me that she had been doing that recently and she loved it. So I'm going to start with my brows, and I'm going to start with the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. I have it in the color Ebony, and I always start by just brushing out my brows a little bit to make sure all the hairs are in place. I have my brows microbladed so I don't have to do too much work on them, which is really nice. But I still like to just fill in the little bits here and there. And this brow is always the worst. I feel like everybody has a good brow and a bad brow, and my right brow is like always worse than my left brow, which is really annoying. But so after I brush them out, I just start at the ends and just bring out the tail just a little bit longer, and then kind of work my way in. And I really just do the parts that are a little bit like not filled in. I have this mole here that I hate, and it makes it really annoying to fill my brows in because I feel like it never looks the way I want it, but I just haven't gotten around to getting it removed yet. So I'm doing just really little strokes. When you're doing your brows, I feel like it's not great to do like harsh, like long strokes. You want to do kind of like almost like you're making hair, like little hair strokes, and pretty lightly, because this is just an everyday look, so it's not like a full-on filled in brow. And I have, like I said, I have them microbladed, so the shape is pretty much already there, which is really nice. I literally hate my right eyebrow so much. And then this little hair is just driving me crazy. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like falling down so much. And then I just like to kind of do that and just make sure it's all clean. I haven't got my brows waxed in a while, so it's they're a little crazy right now, but I feel like that, just doing kind of like a motion like that just right on the edges, can help kind of keep everything looking a little bit more clean. So after I do the ends of my brows, I usually just go underneath and make a super slight line underneath the the bottom of my brow. And then just bring it up, just little hair strokes in the front. And then I like to just take the line that I made and just bring it out a little bit more on this brow, because I don't know why, but this brow just hates me and doesn't want to grow evenly ever. Even having them microbladed, it's helped a lot, but this brow is still not like amazing. I don't know why, but it just never cooperates. So then for this one's a lot better. It's a lot easier, but I do the same thing. I just start on the outsides at the end. Bring the tail down just a little. Same thing, just make a little bit of a line on the bottom, and the front of this brow is okay, but I just fill in a little bit, just the sparser areas. More sparse. I don't know if sparser is even a word, but yeah. I hate this brow. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy always. And then I am not a huge fan of the super gradual brows where it's really, really dark and then light in the front, but I do always do a little bit more on the ends because I feel like it looks better like on me and just in general. I probably won't use powder just because this is a very natural everyday look, but I'm gonna go back in with the spoolie and just kind of go around the outsides and underneath just a little bit, because like I said, I haven't gotten my brows waxed in a while, so I just want to make sure that it looks clean. So after I do my brows, I'm going to do a little bit of concealer, and I am using right now the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color 27S Light Medium Sand. So I'm obsessed with this concealer. It's amazing. It doesn't crease. It stays on all day. It's full coverage. I mean, the list goes on. It's buildable, which is really nice. You can do like a full glam look with it, or you can do just a more natural low-key look. A little bit goes a long way with this concealer, so I don't like to use too much of it or else it actually doesn't look very good. So I just am gonna do a little bit around here because I get red here. I have a really annoying like little vein scar and a scar from getting a mole removed. I have a lot of moles and it's so annoying, but you know, what can you do? And I'm just literally gonna do like 1, 2, like that on the sides, because this concealer like glides and it just really goes on all over the place, so you don't need a lot of it. So I already had my Beauty Blender wet before I started, so it's like perfect right now. I'm just gonna blend the concealer in. Put it over my eyelids. Even just up a little bit right here, just the excess. I like to use a really light concealer because I have pretty dark circles under my eyes. I think it's because I'm Indian, so it's my dad has them too. And I have actually a head filler under my eyes to help with that, but I got it a long time ago, so I don't know. Honestly, I don't even remember what it looked like before, but I think it did help. But I love this concealer. It's super buildable. It's so full coverage. You need like the tiniest bit, and it's amazing. So it's super important to wet your Beauty Blender before you use it. You don't want it to be like dripping with water, but wet it and then squeeze it out until it's kind of damp, and that really helps your makeup blend more easily. The one thing I will say about this concealer is if it sits too long on your face without being blended in, it kind of leaves like, I don't know how to explain it. It gets like stuck in the shape, so it's harder to blend in, which is not amazing, but I do love everything else about it. This and the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer are my two favorite concealers ever. But it does like tend to dry into the skin if you don't blend it in quickly. So I'm probably gonna have a little bit of a harder time blending it into my nose because it's been sitting there the longest. It's another reason why you want your beauty blender wet, because it does help the product seep into your skin a little bit more. So see what I mean? It's like still a line because it does set into your skin quickly. So you want to blend this concealer fast if you're using it. So I'm having a way harder time now blending it into my forehead and the bridge of my nose because it was sitting there the longest. But I have yet to come across a perfect formula, so if I have to take a little bit more time blending this in, that's okay. And actually it might also be because my skin is a little bit dry at the moment. I don't know what's going on. It's been super hot, so maybe that's why. But it's being really stubborn on the bridge of my nose actually, so I'm gonna get a different brush. I'm gonna try using just like a, I don't even know what number this is, but it's from Sephora and it's like this, like a foundation brush. And just because it's a little bit more rough and blending it in that way. Because that was just not blending for some reason. And then I can just go and kind of like really make sure everything is blended in. Okay, there we go. On a daily basis, I don't wear liquid foundation. I just do a full coverage powder. I use the MAC Studio Fix powder. And I have it in the color NC35. So it's the MAC Studio Fix. It's amazing. It can give you the illusion of really having full coverage, or you know, if you want to just be super quick with it, it can even your skin out really quickly. It depends on the day, but I use this almost every day and it's amazing. It's my absolute favorite. And I use it, I apply it with a MAC, oh it's a brush, it's like totally rubbed off, but it's a MAC brush and it's their stippling brush. This side of my face, I'm telling you, the right side of my body, everything bad happens to the right side. I don't know why, but I have more scarring on this side. I don't have any on this side, but I have scarring on this side. I have these moles on this side. So I always use a little bit more product on the right side of my face. And I'm gonna bring it down into my neck just to blend it. When you're doing your forehead, if you grab the brush like this a little bit, it's easier. If you're using a bigger brush like I am, because it's a smaller part of your face, obviously. You don't want to get it all over in your hair and stuff. You want to make sure you get it all the way up into your hairline so there's no unevenness. So now, I'm not going to use too much setting powder in my concealer, but I'm going to use a little bit. I'm using the Huda Beauty in Banana Bread. I love this stuff. I used the Ben Nye for like the longest time and I still like it, but this smells way better and I feel like it just sets on my skin easier. So I use a dry beauty blender. I've never gotten this wet. I only use it to apply my setting powder and to bake. But I'm not going to use too much today. Just a little bit, so I just dab it in and go like that. Just down the sides of my nose and under my eyes, everywhere that I applied the concealer. And then I use the tip like that. Just put a little bit on in the middle of my nose. Okay. I don't use a lot of setting powder unless I'm like really baking, and this is a kind of just a really chill everyday quick look. I mean, this is what I do when I'm going to work. It's good for the daytime because it's not, you know, I mean, you never want to look cakey no matter what, but you're not wearing a lot of makeup, so it's really good for the daytime as well. And I think that is good for the setting powder. So while that sets for a second, I'm going to go back in with my Brow Wiz pencil. Just brush my brows a little bit because this one is driving me insane. It's just the worst brow in the world. And now that I put powder and stuff on my face, just make sure that everything is good. And while that's setting as well, I'm not going to do a full highlight and contour, but I'm going to contour a little bit and then just bronze my face. So I use, all my brushes are so old, the MAC one something, but it's this one, like the tapered brush. And then I'm using Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced in medium deep. Just getting a little bit. And then on my hairline. And then I'm going to just do a tiny bit down the sides of my nose. The MAC 197S brush I've been using. I want to get a smaller one though to really contour my nose, but this is just easy everyday makeup, so I'm not doing like a crazy nose contour. And then a little bit at the bottom. And now I'm going to bronze my whole face. I'm going to use MAC Give Me Sun in the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powder. And this is a brush I got at a drugstore forever ago, but I love it for bronzing my whole face. And now I'm going to just dust off this setting powder. Again, a MAC brush, and it's rubbed off. I don't know, I think it's 113, but super easy and gently, because really all you want to do is dust off the excess. And blush, a MAC brush, 188 maybe, don't know. And I'm gonna use the first one I grab out of this bag, Gingerly, which is like one of my favorite blushes of all time, MAC as well. I'm gonna do a little bit more of the bronzer and give me sun because I feel like my face is looking a little bit white. And then before I do my highlight, I always go back in with just a little bit of powder. The MAC Studio Fix that I was using in the beginning. And just blend everything so there are no harsh lines. And so to highlight, I'm gonna use this Sephora brush, sand brush. I'm gonna use MAC Whisper of Gilt. Tiny bit down the bridge of my nose, and I always put the thing on and like squeeze it to the end. A bit in my forehead, right in the middle, and on my Cupid's bow. We are almost done. Just gonna put a little bit of mascara on, do my lips. Before I do that, I go back in with the brush that I used to sweep off my setting powder, and I just make sure my highlight is all blended in with the rest of everything. Everything should look like it kind of just flows together. Nothing should look like it's like line, line, line. So a lot of blending. First, before I do that though, brow gel, Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel. I use Granite. The clear one's great too, but I like a little bit of tinting. And I just really gently go through my brows. So now, lashes. I'm not going to put on false lashes. On a day-to-day, I don't wear them. I used to have lash extensions, but I just got them taken off. So I'm just going to curl my lashes. The L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black mascara. Shit. It's okay. And last but not least, lips. My go-to every day of my life, Stripdown from MAC. And I'm just going to do a little bit of the BUXOM Lip Plumping Gloss in Abigail. Fix Plus Spray by MAC Prep and Prime. Oh. Everyday look, super easy. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.